Hello everyone. A warm welcome to everyone gathered here. So I'll welcome you all to the 33rd edition of vodka Shots Chennai. We are so glad to have everyone here and to conduct this event in a hybrid mode. So vodka, as many of you all know, is value-oriented discussion for quality analysts. So the motto of it is come learn something new. And as we go with the motto, we are here with some great recipes to consume. And we will start with the keynote speech. So here is the short agenda of the event. So we'll start with the keynote speech by Roberta. Roberta is a lead quantity analyst from Thoughtworks. She is having over 13 plus years of experience. Roberta is known for her technical expertise, commendable leadership skills, and attention to detail. So I'll pass on to Roberta for the keynote speech. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Hope I'm audible to everyone. People on Zoom, can you hear me fine? Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm here to deliver the keynote speech for the vodka edition. So I thought since the other two topics are on revolution of automation and trace-based testing, so something on the evolution of quality assurance would make sense for today. So first to introduce myself, I'm here with Thoughtworks. I have close to 14 years of experience, and all through my career, I've been a QA. I've also donned other hats of author and then IMing and PMing whenever required. Currently, I'm working on an assignment where I'm setting up quality strategy for an entire organization and working on execution of it. So first, when I thought about quality and when I joined my first company, quality itself was an independent function. So the test team was separate, the development team was another separate unit, and we had very lesser connects between the teams. We were very far away from the user or customer, and we weren't involved during requirement analysis, creation, development. Only at the end of the cycle, the quality analysts were involved, and we weren't testing very early or often. So only at the end of the cycle, there was a testing phase during the waterfall model. This was causing a lot of bug detection than prevention. So I even remember now when I celebrated my 100th bug detection. So I treated all my co-QAs in my team for the 100th bug detection. So those were the days where we were celebrating bug detection, but now we move to a lot of bug prevention than detection. So now we see a shift in QA. Next slide, please. So now we move to early and often. So what we are trying to do now is to have the QAs involved at the start of the cycle itself, wherein we can get involved in the requirement analysis, think of different use cases, how the product will be used, and give our valuable opinions. So this has led to a lot of automation in our case. So that way we also can continuously test it for every deployment or for every commit, depending on what is required. Also, we are not just testing as per the specifications given by the requirements. We also look at, is it really creating value for our users? Is it creating a business impact for our users? So now the QAs are not just required to verify or validate what is being specified, but also to look at how the value is offered to the clients or customers. Then came exploratory testing, wherein people started acting like users, and SMEs were employed to do some exploratory testing at the end of the product cycle and find out how it's going on, depending on what they initially intended to. We've also started with something like bug bashes, wherein the entire team starts working on the application to simulate how a customer behaves and find out issues. CFRs also have become an important part of the test cycles now. Depending on the product, we choose what are the important CFRs that needs to be tested. Performance, security, and all becomes most important. The user cannot keep waiting for a response for a very long time, right? So performance has taken a greater impact in terms of this. Also, now with cloud and other stuff coming in, a lot of infra and chaos testing also has come into picture. So here we try to simulate real-time situations. Let's say there is a data center and a monkey enters into the center and pulls out cables here and there. Is my system still available? Is it reliable? So all those testing is getting covered through this infra. With all these things, the test data and environment management becomes very critical and important. All these things can be done and we can have greater outputs only if we have a reliable test data and environment. This helps us in release management, setting up a proper path to production. So when you say a path to production, we qualify something like only if it works in the QA environment, I promote it to the certification environment, and only if it works there, then it goes to the pre-production environment, something of that sorts. And you do a testing there, and only if the sanity passes, you make it released to live. So those kind of path to production things has to be very well managed. We also have these upstream and downstream dependencies that has to be managed. We'll have to work with different teams to get things all set before any release. We also have to manage the data. For some cases, the data could be very easy to set up, but there are also cases where the data setup itself is a tiresome job. So we might have to have some golden data setup and work on those things. Finally, latest, we have AI helping us in quality analysis. We have seen AI generating test cases for us, telling us what scenarios can be tested for a particular feature. With that, we can find out what we've left off and cover them. And also, depending on the user use case pattern, it also can prioritize and say what are the high risk areas that we'll have to work on. With AI coming into picture, can you move on to the next slide, please? It has to be a very proper ethical consideration when we try adopting this AI. We'll have to think of letting AI do the repetitive tasks, and we humans work on strategy and finding out gaps and filling them. All the final decisions or the final things that we make mostly should be decided by human judgment. We need not have to leave it to AI. We can take help from AI for the initial suggestions, but at the end, the human judgment will make a lot of sense. Just not to run around the hype-driven technologies, just look at AI tools that really have proven results, and also look at and evaluate AI's impact continuously for any sort of coverage that we are looking at. Last, we'll have also to consider the ethical considerations while we have this AI adoption. And thus, we've lot of avenues where we can start working on as a QA. We can take a lot of help from AI, but then based on what the human judgment says, that's where we'll have to work on. That's all I have.
Thanks a lot, Roberta.